So an NFL head coach called Oklahoma quarterback Baker Mayfield, quote, over the top cocky.
I got out of my car and said, hey, man, what do you guys think about Baker Mayfield? Y'all like him?
Yeah.
He said, no. I said, man, what did Baker do? He said, we love him.
Right. Baker, this league is hard for Patrick Mahomes. You're 5'11 and a half. Looks like you've gained weight. You run a 4.8 440 with a rookie head coach and a bad O-line, and you're taunting people?
Are we letting Baker Mayfield get away with something that is he getting a pass for his attitude?
Baker Mayfield is not someone you can ignore. His passion in the way he plays, talks, and acts shines through in every glimpse of him. Charisma and confidence bleed through in every interview he does. But this also means
he rubbed some people the wrong way at the Senior Bowl, so this is going to be an interesting week when it comes to the interviews. And it wasn't that he acted out or there was any sort of outburst or anything like that. There's a defiance to Baker Mayfield.
His polarizing personality inspires belief and disbelief alike. Baker's ability to pull people in with his magnetism is undoubted. But when his on-field play has not lived up to his swagger, many have started to sour on his aggressive attitude.
Baker Mayfield is going to fail in the NFL if he does not get his act together.
What happens when a leader revered for his confidence starts to lose more than he wins? Do they have to create an entirely new leadership style, incorporating lessons learned from all the losing? These are the questions Baker Mayfield faces today. Welcome back to Unlikely Success, where we want to inspire you by highlighting the success of others. Today, we're going to dive into Baker's battle. Confident leader or arrogant jerk? Let us know which one you think he is in the comments below. Now, let's get into it. We'll begin today's discussion by covering Baker's NFL background, and we'll end by answering the two questions proposed earlier.
With the first pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Baker Mayfield, quarterback, Oklahoma.
He was shorter than a typical QB, less athletic than his peers, and he lacked ideal arm strength for quarterback, but he had it. His confidence had made him the #1 pick and would become part of his career narrative.
We never drafted with first-round picks 5'11 cocky quarterbacks who are walk-ons and play in a pillow fight conference.
Leading into Baker's rookie season, he was not named the starter, but his opportunity to play would come in Week 3 against the New York Jets.
In his first action for a team that hadn't won in a couple years, not only leads them to victory, but they were down 14-0 when he comes into that football game.
The Browns under Hugh Jackson had been 1-32-1 prior to this victory.
I mean, we didn't win enough.
The team had more victories in 2018 than the last 3 seasons combined.
I mean, we didn't win enough.
The city embraced Baker's confidence. His trash talk and defiant attitude were celebrated.
When you're out in Cleveland having a beer, doing whatever, what's the most common comment you get? I know it's only been a few weeks. The ones you can repeat.
It's definitely, hey, how you feeling? And they're expecting me to say dangerous every single time without a doubt.
Expectations of a bright future were building in 2019 for the Browns.
The thing that this does, though, is the more you put spotlight on your off-field endeavors, the more your on-field needs to be tight. So Baker Mayfield this year, he doesn't have the luxury of being able to enjoy a sophomore slide, a sophomore slump. He has to come out and play at a higher level. If not, all of these little things that we've talked about, they then become major headlines, and he has to answer for those things if his play isn't up to par.
He would land on the NFL Top 100 in 2019 as the 50th ranked player. Unfortunately, 2019 would see a dip in production and an increase in interceptions. The Browns would finish 6-10. The underperformance would lead to a second straight coaching staff change.
Do the Browns need to hire a coach for Baker Mayfield?
Rolling into 2020, this would be the best season of Baker's career. He led the Browns to an 11-5 record and their first playoff win in 26 years. The win was seen as a culture-changing experience, and Mayfield was leading the charge. Heading into 2021, Baker was again ranked in the NFL Top 100, and the Browns entered the season with Super Bowl aspirations. Unfortunately, 2021 is where things begin to unravel.
He's averaging 1 touchdown a game. For a guy that says he's elite, he's averaging 1 touchdown, 10 touchdowns, 6 picks, 2 fumbles, and 10 games played. Okay. That's fact.
The Browns were a disappointing 6-8 in Mayfield's 14 starts, although it should be mentioned that he was playing with a torn labrum.
In terms of the fans, you booing him and he's out there basically with a half a body playing. That's total disrespect.
Things were not well in Cleveland. He had shown regression in 2021. In the offseason, the team would trade for Deshaun Watson. Trading for another QB 1 year after your current starter won the first playoff game in 20 years feels hasty, but maybe I'm off base. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts on whether this was fair to Baker or not. Baker's time in Cleveland was ending, and he was traded to the Carolina Panthers for a late-round pick. It was a quick downfall for a beloved figure in Cleveland. Baker would embrace the trade as an opportunity to prove everyone wrong. But 2022 was not what he had in mind.
Baker Mayfield, you look awful. Just awful. You do not look like a starting quarterback in the National Football League. And your career is in jeopardy because that's how sorry you look. I'm not saying it to get on you. I'm saying it to get you up because I know you're better than this, and I'm not rooting against you.
After starting the early portion of the season, an injury would force him out of action, and upon his return, he would serve as the backup QB, eventually being demoted to third string. Baker would be granted his release from the team following a blowout loss to the Bengals. His fall from grace happened faster than many. Mayfield would be claimed through waivers by the LA Rams. In a thrilling turn of events, after only 2 days in LA, Baker would lead the Rams to a crazy comeback victory. As we head into the 2023 season, Mayfield is now the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and there is already buzz about his personality and leadership. Now that we've covered how we got here, we are ready to answer our original questions. What happens to a leader revered for their confidence when they start to lose more than they win? In Baker's case, he must learn from the losing of the past few years. The Bucs seem excited, but he may also have a very short leash this year. If he isn't able to recapture his 2020 confidence, the team will likely move on from him in short order. Reports from camp are optimistic, but it's not hard to see that they are very tempered. Mayfield's confidence has always been his most abundant leadership trait. Without it, he's an undersized, league-average quarterback. Baker has shown he can be a competent QB and culture setter. A few good games will do wonders to spark him back to life. He is down, but he's not out. And the answer to our first question is that work and a bit of luck are required to reignite the underlying confidence and find your way back. Our second question was, do they have to create an entirely new leadership style, incorporating lessons learned from all the losing? The short answer to this is yes. Mayfield is going to have to recreate some elements of his previously successful style. His past lessons of winning and losing should provide room for improvement and the ability to alter his style for success. If Baker wants to return to his past glory, he will have to find a new way to lead but keep true to himself. Leaders rise and fall in all industries, but they are often shielded by anonymity. He is not. I have seen leaders experience hardship or loss of self and exit a company. And I've also seen leaders rebuild themselves into better versions. All is not lost when someone's confidence takes a hit, but commitment to growth is necessary to rebuild. Increasing your skills and learning from mistakes can make you better, but you must embrace it with the right attitude. What is your opinion on Baker Mayfield and his ability to rebuild? Do you think he will flame out of the NFL, or do you think he can find his way back to being a serviceable starter again? In my opinion, I think Baker will find some success. but it is not likely that he ever lives up to his original hype. He will likely play a few more years and then become part of a show commenting on football. He has entertained us for the last 5 years, but he may be coming to the end of his run. I wish him nothing but success in all his endeavors and hope he never relents from being himself. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We want to hear your opinion. Until next time, keep chasing your dreams and keep chasing your success.